Hi, welcome everyone. My name is Marlon Evans. I serve as the CEO of NextCubed and the president of the HBCU Founders Initiative. Thank you for joining our Cultivate Closing the Wealth Gap Pitch Competition. Before we hear from 10 impactful startups who will be competing for $45,000 in cash and prizes, I would like to thank our amazing sponsors, AARP Innovation Labs, Franklin Templeton, and Mastercard for supporting our efforts to inspire entrepreneurship at HBCUs. Without their support, this event would not be possible. I'd also like to share a brief overview of the HBCU Founders Initiative. Over the course of the last year, we engaged over 400 HBCU students and alums from over 60 HBCUs. We are committed to ensuring that all HBCU students and alums have access to startup acceleration programming, including industry webinars, hackathons, access to mentor and investor office hours, as well as entrepreneurship curriculum and content. Our mission is to close the racial wealth gap. We are tackling that challenge by implementing a two-pronged approach. Inspire entrepreneurship among African Americans, which we know will create jobs and build wealth. Equally as important is encouraging entrepreneurship in sectors where African Americans have traditionally and historically lacked access: financial services, healthcare, education, and housing. If you think about it, we need solutions that cater to African Americans entering in the investment market and home ownership, two key drivers of wealth creation. The startups you'll hear from shortly are developing solutions that will create jobs and level the playing field in these key industries. They're all at a stage where strategic and financial support from individuals is critical to their success. So thank you so much for taking the time to learn about ways you can help accelerate their efforts. At this time, I'm excited to introduce our three esteemed judges for the pitch competition. Please welcome to the stage Kimberly Marcus, Director of Supplier Diversity at AARP, Onay Payne, Managing Director of Clarion Partners, and Kendra Brown, VP of Public Policy at Mastercard. I won't do their impressive backgrounds justice, so I'm going to ask our judges to introduce themselves. Kimberly, do you mind batting leadoff for us?
Sure, Marlon, and thank you so much. As you stated, I'm Kimberly Marcus, and I'm the Director of Supplier Diversity for AARP. I've been in the DE&I space for over 20 years. I like to call myself a co-conspirator when it pertains to diversity, equity, and inclusion. And you might want to know, why am I doing this today? Why am I excited to be here? Well, I'm a proud alum of Clark Atlanta University. And while I definitely met a lot of great people, pledged a wonderful sorority, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated at Clark Atlanta University, I think that it is my goal and my mission in life to give back. If it weren't for others, I would not be where I am today. And it definitely started at my HBCU. Happy to be with you today.
Thank you so much, Kimberly. Onay?
Hi, it is great to be with all of you here today. My name is Onay Payne. I am a managing director and equity partner at Clarion Partners, which is a real estate private equity firm. We have about $67 billion in assets under management. We are part of the Franklin Templeton family. I did not have the opportunity and privilege of going to an HBCU, but I'm here today with you because I am lonely. I'm an investor, a Black female investor in a space that doesn't have enough of us. And so I'm excited about being here to share in the energy of cultivating investment experience and helping to support a foundation for our next set of entrepreneurs. So thanks for having me.
Thank you so much. And last but not least, Kendra?
Hi there. So I'm Kendra Brown. Perfect timing with the doorbell. I am Kendra Brown, and I'm so delighted to be here. I'm the Vice President of Public Policy at Mastercard, and I am a graduate of Hampton University and Howard, and we are so invested in our HBCUs. I'm also a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, and so DEI is a part of the culture of what we do at Mastercard. Closing the opportunity gap is what we are here to do, and I'm so delighted to be a part. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kendra, and thanks to all our judges for joining us. Now I'd like to bring our host, Jordan Weaver, to the stage, who will walk us through the pitch competition logistics. Jordan, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Marlon. Welcome everyone. My name is Jordan Weaver. I am a proud Eagle and alumna of the illustrious North Carolina Central University. Shout out to my Eagles. Tonight, I will be your host for the Cultivate Pitch Competition for Closing the Wealth Gap. We'd like to welcome all the HBCU students, faculty, and alumni, along with our judges, sponsors, and guests who are all here today attending and who made this event possible. This evening, we will hear from 10 finalists who are all students or alumni of historically Black colleges and universities, or HBCUs. Each of these founders will have a 3-minute pitch on their company's plans for reducing race, gender, and/or generational wealth and income gap disparities. Why is this topic so important? We hear a lot about the generational wealth, closing the wealth gap. Why is it so important? Well, some startling facts that I have found is the Black wealth rate is expected to reach 0% by year 2053, which means in the next 30 or so years, the Black wealth rate we won't own anything. We'll own 0% of America's wealth. Another startling fact is that Black families own about $17,000 in income versus the average white family, $171,000. So that's a big gap that we're trying to close. So major shout out to all of the founders here today who are, making their strides to solve this problem and close the wealth gap. So I'm very excited to be your host and to hear about all the pitches that we have today. So be sure to be on the lookout for your favorite company's pitch. Today, we're going to have the opportunity to vote for the People's Choice Award. So that's your vote, your choice to choose whatever company you think is the most prepared to solve this problem of closing the wealth gap. So make sure you're paying close attention to every pitch that goes on, and you're selecting who is your favorite pitch this evening. Also, the judges will be judging each pitch on their customer value proposition, their business model, their go-to-market, and their execution plan, as well as the team. How well can this team execute this business and this problem for their customers? Again, I'm super excited to hear from all the companies and HBCUs represented here today. And also in honor to honor HBCU culture, we will feature some video clips of each school's marching band throughout the event. I'm coming from HBCU. We know we take pride in our marching band. So we're very excited to have these video clips of our HBCU bands. And if you went to an HBCU, you know that our love and our pride run very, very deep. So now is your time to actually represent your school's pride. So right now, if you all see the chat, this is your opportunity to get in the chat and represent your HBCU, drop your mascot, your school's motto, however you like to show your school's pride. Again, I want to give a major shout out to my HBCU, my alma mater, North Carolina Central University in Durham, North Carolina. Shout out to the Eagles again, Eagle Pride Amplified. So cool if you guys can make your way to the chat and just drop in the chat. What schools are you guys representing? What HBCUs? And if you all see the chat, there should be an opportunity. I see Spelman, I see Morehouse, Go Tigers, FAMU. That's so great. The AUC is in the building. Cool. Well, we love to see it. Major shout out to all the HBCUs again. Major shout out to everyone here in the audience that is representing our HBCUs. So with no further ado, we're actually going to go ahead and get right into the pitches. So our first founder is Leah Hernandez, and she is representing Clark Atlanta University in Atlanta, Georgia. So go ahead and show some love for Leah in the chat. But before Leah gets started with her pitch, we're actually going to hear from Clark Atlanta's band. So Leah, we're going to get you right after the band's video. So good luck. Thank you. There is a serious connection between literacy and livelihood. If children don't fall in love with reading at an early age, they fall behind in life. Poor literacy is often linked to lower household incomes, lower health outcomes, and a lower quality of life. And since literacy often passes from generation to generation, this vicious cycle starts all over again. Reading comprehension and literacy rates among children of color are far below the national averages. But this makes sense when you learn that less than 7% of children's books are written by Black, Latino, and Native authors combined. Simply put, Black and Brown children don't see their own experiences reflected in the books that they read. And if we want to solve this problem, we have to start young. Studies show that children are most interested in reading when they see books that reflect themselves. Hello, my name is Leah Hernandez, founder and CEO of Young Authors Publishing, and our mission is to share the stories of diverse Gen Zers through print and digital media. Our solution to this massive problem is acquiring books from Black and Brown Gen Zers through our experience program and book submissions. We then publish their book, making it available everywhere books are sold. Authors then earn royalties from their book sales that are directed to their savings account. And every quarter, when they receive their royalty payments and reports, they also attend mandatory financial literacy sessions to ensure that our authors are financially literate. The market size of global book publishing is a $122 billion industry. US book publishing alone is $25.9 billion industry, and we want 3% of that market with intent to expand globally. Now, there are a lot of competitors out there. Some of the big 5 competitors, such as Penguin Random House and Scholastic, do have wide distribution, and Scholastic even publishes books by young people through their writing program. However, all of these young people never receive any royalties from their books, and they're not giving the proper backing and distribution. Now back to us. We are backed by Ingram Content Group, which is the largest book distributor in the country, making our books available globally for our readers to encounter. Since we've launched, we published over 34 books, and all of our books are in hardcover, paperback, ebook, as well as audiobooks. We intend to expand our digital products to language translations, TV and film book adaptations, as well as bringing our books to virtual reality and having VR children's books. Our core team is comprised of myself, the founder and CEO, and I have 5 years of book publishing experience, Nada Kajali, who is our managing editor, and Selena Trahan, who is our marketing and communications director. We also have a team of advisors of publishing experts who have been in this industry for years, with people coming from HarperCollins and Hachette Publishing. And that is it. Thank you so much.
Leah, this was absolutely amazing. Congratulations for what you've done thus far.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. So I'm very intrigued because as a person with dyslexia who could not read fluently until about the 7th grade, I think that it's very important to catch children, children of color at a very young age. So I understand your proposition value, but please explain to us a little bit more about how you are really going to distribute these books to the most underserved communities.
That's a great question. Thank you so much for asking. We are distributed by Ingram Content Group, which easily makes our books available globally for all of our retail partners, including Amazon, Books A Million, Barnes & Noble, just to name a few.
In addition to our global distribution channels, we also personally partner with community partners such as after-school programs, churches, and other nonprofits that are serving children in underserved communities. And so we distribute our books to them, and we also partner with a number of online literacy platforms who license our books, and then they have our books on their website, which is free for readers, and we actively market that to our consumers and community partners so that way they can have access to our books as well.
Amazing. I'm sold.
Hi, Leah. Great job. I have a couple questions just on your revenue model. So thank you for providing financials and the built out cash flow analysis. Your cost of goods sold looks like it is doesn't have too much variability, which is great. So your gross margins, if you're able to achieve your targets from a revenue perspective, continue to grow on a pretty healthy basis. Can you just talk about the breakout from a cost of goods sold perspective? What stays variable? What is variable? What stays fixed? And what would allow you to get to that, 90% gross margin over time?
Great question. Thank you so much for asking. As of right now, the things that are consistent with the cost to produce our books are our illustration, our editing services, which is done in-house, and printing. Printing is going to be the one that fluctuates the most depending on the industry, paper shortages and things like that. However, our editing services are done in-house, so we've been able to successfully take that cost down. And our partnerships that we have with illustrators, we've actually built a partnership with Milan Agency, which is an agency based in Switzerland. And so we've signed a contract with them and now have access to their over 500 illustrators to give us our illustrations at a fixed price. Previously, we were paying about $700 to $900 per illustration. Now we're right about $1,000, but the good news is that stayed the same for any book that we publish over the course of the next 2 years.
Okay, awesome. Well done. Thank you.
Hi, Leah. It was wonderful to hear about your Young Authors Publishing. I want to go back to your why now. Why is this something that you all are doing and want to continue?
Thank you. It's such a great question. My personal why and why I feel like this pitch competition is so fitting is that I care deeply about closing the wealth gap. When I was studying at Clark Atlanta University, I interned with the financial literacy department as well as the AUCC to teach financial literacy to not only my peers at CAU in the AUC, but as well as the community, the Atlanta metro area at large. And I would go out and I would teach financial literacy to my community. And I learned that people who look like me and come from similar communities didn't have access to capital. And in fact, our white counterparts were given access to capital at a very early age. And so for me, when I published my book at 19 years old and learned as a broke college student, I could make some good money off of it, I thought that this would be a great opportunity to give people access to income. And so that is part of my why, to not only provide more diverse literature, but also to get the students that we work with paid and have access to capital.
Thank you so much, Leah and judges, for those amazing questions. Leah, you did a great job, and I love your mission. Next, we're going to go ahead and get started to get going to pitch number 2. We actually have 2 finalists representing the Mecca, Howard University in Washington, D.C. So first, we're going to have Darcel Edwards with Blink Social. But before we get started with the pitch, we're going to go ahead and introduce Howard's band, and then we're going to go ahead and get right into Darcel's pitch. Good luck, Darcel.
When I graduated from Howard University, like many, I had to figure out what I wanted to do next in life. I thought about going back to school and taking additional courses, but I couldn't find any affordable options. After doing some research, I realized others were having the same problems, and that's why we created Blink Social University. At Blink Social University, we offer online courses that teaches our users new skills. All our courses are taught by Black instructors. Just think of it as a virtual HBCU. And all our information is located within one platform, so no more searching through YouTube trying to piece information together. The courses that we offer thus far are social media management, visual branding, and we did a fitness series. We feel like with virtual reality and augmented reality technology, we'll be able to take our courses to the next level. Imagine sitting where you are right now and being able to take a course at Howard University or Spelman and actually be able to interact. We feel like with these technology approaches, we'll be able to enhance our courses and really provide opportunities for those in underrepresented communities. So you might be thinking, what's next? I take a course and then what? That's where the Blink Social Marketplace comes into place. Once a user takes a course, they'll be able to offer their services on the Blink Social Marketplace. This gives them an opportunity to earn money and earn exposure from working with different companies and top brands. On the marketplace, you'll be able to search by category. You'll be able to check out the creator's price, their reviews, their ratings. You'll be able to see their past work and their portfolio, and then you'll be able to message them within the app. Our go-to-market strategy is simple. We'll target HBCUs and Black student unions, forming partnerships, work with forming different affiliate partner programs, having events in our top market cities, and through different social media advertising strategies. The way we earn revenue is through our course fees. Right now, our courses are listed at $14.99, through commission fees on our marketplace, through partnerships, and ad and affiliate revenue. Some of our competitors include Udemy, Skillshare, Coursera, Upwork, Fiverr, and Inclusion. We believe that we have a competitive advantage over these individuals in a variety of ways. One, we're providing access to quality instructors. We're taking an approach using innovative technology. We're providing a pipeline of Black creators, and we're creating immediate income opportunities to help close the wealth gap within the United States. Some of the traction that we received thus far, we raised $10,000 in the Blink Social Kickstarter crowdfunding campaign. We've been a part of different Accelerator programs and other pitch competitions. With this prize of $15,000, it will help us with different operating expenses, legal and intellectual property rights, advertising, and product development so we can create more courses. I want to thank you all for this opportunity. My name is Darcel Edwards. I'll now open it up for any questions. Thank you.
Hey, Darcel, great job with the presentation. There's certainly going to be demand for a product like this. The ways in which we learn going forward are going to be different. It's not always going to be in a classroom. That's been proven over the course of this pandemic, certainly. Can you talk a little bit more about, number one, the potential for incorporating AR and VR as a differentiator? Have you been able to price that out? And then secondly, can you talk about the traction that you've gained thus far in terms of potential usership going forward?
Yes. First off, I want to thank you all for this opportunity. It's a pleasure to be here. So when we talk about VR and AR technology, as we see in the market, this is a boom. Facebook just released the metaverse, and it seems like as if this is where the whole world is going. And with this being the direction that we're headed towards, we see that this can be a model where different colleges and universities can offer this as another tuition model. So where they will be able to offer this VR and AR packages where you can actually sit from where you're at and be able to take these courses from your home. So right now, the pricing of this to develop a course around it would cost upwards of $10,000 using all of the technology. And then, but as time goes over, as time goes, that we'll be able to cut costs as we start developing more and more courses. And for your second part of the question, as far as users that we have right now, currently on our platform, we have around 300 students, and we have an email list around 600 individuals.
Thank you, Darcel.
Thank you.
Hi, Darcel, Kendra here. Thank you so much for sharing. And I just had a question relative to just overall marketing strategy and how you share the product that you have.
Yes. So currently, we've built an online community channel called using Discord, and there we invite individuals from all over that have interest in our industry professionals in social media and visual branding. So we take the organic approach with that because we want to build a community. We want to make sure that everybody has a way to communicate with each other and connect with each other. And in addition to that, we're implementing digital marketing using Facebook advertising, Google advertising, and other social media advertising. And in the new year, we plan to go to these different colleges and actually have different events there, teaching these individuals that we have alternatives and additional things that they can learn and earn an income from.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I'll make mine really quick because I know time is running out. I see the real HU. So
HU, you know.
real quick question. So these classes that you're offering by all Black professors, are these courses offered at HBCUs and you have a partnership with them, which you're allowing them to be offered online? Explain that a little bit, please.
So right now they're not offered at HBCUs yet, but that's will be the plan in the future as we expand, as we grow. We want to form these partnerships, and we would include HBCU professors. And right now we are including Black industry professionals right now, so they're not necessarily HBCU professors yet.
Got it. So it's not accredited. So it's not accredited to a university then.
Yes, and that's why we would want to partner with the university so we can have that accreditation and that certification.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Great job, Darcel. Thank you, judges. I think that's a great idea. It's definitely very timely, especially with Metaverse just getting launched. So shout out to you. All right. Next, we're going to have our second finalist from Howard University. We're going to have Rodney Bell with Butterfly Health, and he's going to give his 3-minute pitch, followed with our live Q&A with the judges. So go ahead and take it away, Rodney.
Good afternoon. My name is Rodney Bell. I'm a co-founder of Butterfly Health. Butterfly Health was founded to address the healthcare disparities in America. Before you have any conversation about bridging the wealth gap, you have to address the healthcare disparities in America, i.e. the healthcare gap. There are 75 million people in this country on Medicaid. 30% of those people have undiagnosed mental health issues. We aim to solve that problem. Butterfly is the first of its kind trauma-informed mental health app for underserved populations, primarily people of color, BIPOC populations, Black and brown people. Our founding team is me, my sister, and our technologist and our chief medical officer. 1 in 4 Americans suffer for some mental health condition. COVID has only exacerbated that problem and has caused a tsunami of mental health issues that we're trying to address. As you all know, there's a very fragmented healthcare system in this country. There's a huge, massive shortage of culturally competent health providers to address the needs of BIPOC communities. There's a lack of access that we're trying to address. But in addition to the lack of access, there is a stigma associated with people using mental health professionals. We're trying to change that. The cost of Medicaid annually is $131 billion. Our core values are very basic. We believe every person on this planet should have access to quality health care. No matter of your race, creed, or color, we believe that you are allowed health care. We provide a culturally centered, non-judgmental way for you to achieve those goals for your mental health needs. Ours is a 4-step solution. We start with peer-to-peer support groups. We then move to self-help, self-guided, strength-based empowerment kits. We also offer 24-hour-a-day, 7 days a week coaching where you can actually talk to a coach via synchronous texting all day, every day, 7 days a week. And we track that every single day through our mood mapping. Not only do we think Butterfly makes sense, we have customers that agree with us. Kaiser Permanente, Boston Children's Hospital, Cedars-Sinai all agree that Butterfly might be the right solution. We will do about $450,000 in revenue this year alone, and a lot more to come soon thereafter. Butterfly stands out from the crowd because we understand the problems in the communities that we seek to serve, and we offer a solution that's very unique and very different. Why Butterfly? We're the right founders. We believe we have the right solution, and we know the timing is right. Thank you for your time.
Hello, Mr. Bell. Thank you so much for sharing. And I will be the first to start off by saying that I thank you for developing a mental health application. It's extremely important in communities. Can you go into how this is a application and that really is culturally competent in this?
Sure. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you for the time. Yes, every one of the coaches on our platform has to undergo very specific training that's been developed by NIH that addresses cultural competence in healthcare professionals. So before you work with us, you have to undergo that training, and then that training is updated every 6 months, first of all. Secondly, we try to hire people from our community who have learned experiences that they then can convey to the people they're working with on the platform itself. So short term, that's how we do it. Our chief medical officer is a woman of color. So everything we do is being done with trying to identify and connect with the communities we seek to serve.
Thank you.
So now I'm going to jump in here. I know our good friend panelist is going to ask you all the financial questions, but I have a few burning financial questions to ask, and I know she's going to ask them, so I'll leave that to
Sure.
her. But my question is, this application is specifically for people of color to use to do what? What is the end goal, right? Because this isn't telehealth, right? That's not what this is, or
No,
is
not
it?
at all. And just to be clear about it, the application is designed to address the needs of people of color. We don't exclude anyone from the application. So let's be clear about that. First of all, the end goal here is to get people who are mildly and moderately anxious, depressed, who have mild to less than severe behavioral health issues, to catch them before they're in the emergency room, to catch them before they're in such an acute state that they're taxing the insurance system, they're taxing the hospital systems, they're taxing everyone in the country. So we are not a telehealth solution whatsoever. When you onboard to our platform, you take what's called a PHQ-9 or a GAD. So we measure your level of anxiety and or depression day one, and we track that every day. We retest that every 60 days. The goal here is to have you score once today and then have that score go down over any period of time. And with Cedars-Sinai, it's one of our largest clients. That's proven to be the case.
Wonderful. Thank you for that explanation.
Sure.
Hi, Rodney.
Hi.
Great job here. As someone who takes their mental health very seriously, I can see an app like this being of great utility. Can you talk about the revenue model in a little bit more detail? Who is paying you? And is there an opportunity for reimbursement with insurance carriers?
Sure. There is definitely a reimbursement opportunity. Right now, the way we're working is we're working with actual hospital systems and insurance carriers on a per member per month subscription basis. So the end user never pays us a dime. We work with the carriers or the hospital systems who contract with us for 12 to 18 months, and they pay us on a per member per month subscription basis.
All right. Thank you, Rodney. Again, thank you, judges. I just also want to remind all the audience to keep track of your favorite pitch. At the end, we will be doing our People's Choice Award. So just make sure you're keeping in mind who your favorite startup idea is. All right. So next up, we actually have two finalists representing the AUC. So major shout out to Morehouse College in Atlanta, Georgia. First, we're going to hear from their band, and then we're going to have Give Black app give their 3-minute pitch. So let's go ahead and get into it.
Welcome. My name is David C. Hughes, and I have the pleasure of being the founder and CEO of the Give Black app. My co-founders are Alexis Hall, who's a cybersecurity engineer, as well as Fran Harris, who's a 2021 Shark Tank winner and a collegiate and WNBA champion. The problem is African-American-led nonprofits and organizations serve the most disadvantaged community and receive a lot less funds due to grants or social capital. So what we decided to do is, similar to a firm, create a one-stop shop where people can be made aware of services and then donate to said services. With our implementation, we're actually the only fintech app dedicated for the support of Black businesses and organizations. While our name is Give Black, we also allow non-Black organizations on the app as long as they have a historic mission or current mission to help the Black community. Examples of this would be Big Brother, Big Sister, the United Way, the Boys and Girls Club, all non-Black organizations, but Black people are definitely able to benefit from them. We launched in December 2019, and since then we've had over 31 organizations sign up. We've had North Park Community Development, which is a nonprofit that combats gentrification upstate New York. We've increased their giving percentage by 45%. We've also received our own day for the groundwork that we've done in the city of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. If you take 24 seconds, you'll be able to see how quick and easy it is to give on our app. When you look at the market, in 2020, $5 billion was given alone just to address racial inequality for African American organizations. The data also shows that African Americans are 25% more likely to give their money to charitable causes. You look at the number of Black Americans, the smartphone users, not only in America, worldwide, you can see that the market is perfect for Give Black. Our competition would be Giveify and GoFundMe, and what differentiates us from them is we focus solely on Black organizations. Our addressable market is a $6.2 billion per year. While we are domestically bound right now, we are looking to expand. And when you look at the number of philanthropy that's taking place in all the countries in Africa and South America, it's around $6.2 billion per year. Currently, we have users in Nigeria, Jamaica, Ghana, Tanzania, Kenya, and the Netherlands, which shows the need and the desire for this fintech. Some notable companies that are currently on our giving platform is HBCU Heroes, which is by former NBA player George Lynch, the Walker African American Museum and Research Center, and the Justice for Greenwood, which is a non-for-profit for Tulsa, Oklahoma race massacre. We use Stripe, so the money goes straight from the customer to the business. We do not touch any of the money. And what we're looking to do is make Give Black a lifestyle, not something you just do during the holidays or once or twice. So we have t-shirts, hoodies, cell phone cases, clothing, a YouTube and a Twitch channel. And should you have any information or I can be of any service to you, please do not hesitate to reach out to us. Thank you for your time. Hopefully I'll be hearing from you soon.
David, what a great business. I absolutely love it. And some of my favorite courses were at Morehouse College. They were so helpful in my development in the AUC. You know, the brothers like to help the sisters graduate. So
Absolutely.
With that, as a person who has worked for quite a few nonprofits and African-American nonprofits, whether it be with Jesse Jackson or Al Sharpton, you know, we as people of color are very likely to give back, right? So explain to me, if all of the money goes straight to the organizations, which, you know, those organizations are in need, how do you make money and how are you marketing yourself? Because this is the first time I've heard of your business.
Mm-hmm. Well, we charge well, thank you for the compliment first. And we charge a nominal fee of $199 per year for each company that signs up. And one of the ways we offset that is by having t-shirts, hoodies, different things to offset the cost. That way we can focus more so on the improvement of the infrastructure in the African American community.
Okay, thank you.
David, great concept. As a Jamaican woman, I appreciate the ability to send some more charitable dollars back to my country in a more efficient way. Can you talk about the diligence that you do on the organizations that sign up with you? There's potentially a risk for some of these dollars going to organizations that may not be delivering them in the ways in which they are intended. Do you provide any diligence on that side?
Yeah, so once you sign up, you don't get approved. It's myself actually who approves. So what myself and what my co-founders do, we go through, we do the research, we'll make a phone call if needed, and just to make sure everything's in the up and up. And so one of the things that we do is we focus more so on solely organizations and not individuals. So that's where we different from like a GoFundMe or anything like that. We're more so organization based. And so organizations are very easy to find tax receipts, have a phone call. So you tend not to have too many issues.
Okay. Great job. Thanks, David. Jordan, you're on mute.
Okay, thank you. All right, thank you, David. Thank you, judges. Next, we're going to have Jamal Trotman, also from Morehouse College, representing Dream House. And we're going to hear his 3-minute pitch. So Jamal, if you're ready, it's all yours.
Hey everyone, how are you doing today? My name is Jamal Trotman. I'm the head of products here at Dreamhouse. Our mission here at Dreamhouse aims to be the world's fastest growing network of flexible, short service apartments and workspaces. So there's a problem that we're looking to solve, right? Annually, 30% of all Americans' gross income goes to rents. That's a big issue because it doesn't really promote equity. You don't own it. So you're forced to pay rent. And when you leave with nothing on your back, as my dad likes to say. So here's our solution. Dreamhouse is a housing as a service and a SaaS company. We have 3 components, right? We have the property management software strictly for landlords. So one day, if you decide to own your own property, you can leverage Dreamhouse to manage your property. And we're so competitive. Nobody in the market has lower prices than us and better service. We also have the community and we have the cultural living aspect, right? So we're providing you housing, and community at a flat rate of $1,500 a month globally, right? This means that you can actually go anywhere in the world, anywhere. For example, if you're in the middle of Mexico and you're a member of Dreamhouse, you have somewhere to stay. You're in the middle of Hong Kong and you're a Dreamhouse member, you have somewhere to stay, right? We also have the community aspect where if you're a young professional, like a consultant or whatever, and you're looking to get integrated in a new industry, you can go to various events that we offer to get your feet wet. Imagine in 1994 being the person that was a Dreamhouse member that met Jeff Bezos and was the first employees at Amazon. Today, you would have most likely been a billionaire, right? Through that, we want to have an integrated software and application for all. So whether you're a landlord, member, or anyone, you can use our property management software, you can be a part of our community, and you can also live with us for a flat rate of $1,500 a month. So here's our market size, right? So during 2020, travel slowed down, right? About 1.9 billion plus trips booked around the world has gone into travel. About 532 million have gone into budget and online serviceables market. And well, most of our units are in Hong Kong. Hong Kong is ranked amongst one of the most popular cities in the world. So imagine you're paying $1,500 a month to stay in one of the most popular cities in the world. That's amazing. And you're getting top-notch events. South by Southwest, rendering events, second to none. All right, so here's some of the programmings that we offered in our events. We have art, we have music, we have tech, we have adventures, we have health, cyber first. For those that can't make it in person, guess what? You can stay at one of our units and watch from your laptop or your computer. And then we also offer in-unit services as well. So here's our proof of concept, right? So Dreamhouse has successfully offered units to our members from Hong Kong, London, Atlanta. We offer great living spaces found easily around the world. So literally, you can go anywhere in the world and be a part of the Dreamhouse community, right? We're looking to expand. Right now, we're actually working on a project here in Atlanta, which is going to be one of our staple projects, where we're opening up so that people that are in offices, they have somewhere to be. They can easily promote their ideas. It's such a collaborative environment, and that's what we focus on here at Dreamhouse. Just to name a few, we have some projects in Hong Kong on Queens Road Central, Plantation Road, which is, if you know anything about Hong Kong, Plantation Road is where you want to be. And we have just other places around the world in London and here in Atlanta as well. Well, I really do appreciate you taking time to listen to our pitch today. Let's work together. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Again, my name is Jamal Trautman. I am the head of products here at Dreamhouse. Thank you.
Hi, Jamal. So I'm a real estate investor, so this is interesting from my perspective. I've had concerns about a number of these models in the past, but would love you to win me over. Can you talk specifically about how many users you have today, both in terms of your customer base, of actual renters, as well as landlords? So how many? And then how do you continue to scale that going forward?
Okay, awesome. Thank you for your question. I really do appreciate it. Yes, today we have over 500 landlords spanning across the world. So most of our population. Hello, yes. Hello, thank you for your question. Today we have over 500 landlords. Hello? Hello?
We can hear you.
Okay, awesome. Yes, thank you for your question. So far, we have about 500 units across Hong Kong, Atlanta, and London. In terms of management, we manage about 80 properties there through our property management software. Right now, we're doing some tweaks to it, and we're making a better product so that our customers can be happy.
So, Jamal, please share with me the $1,500 per month. So is there a certain time that they have to commit to in order to be a part of the service that you are providing?
Can you repeat your question? I wasn't able to hear you too clearly.
Okay,
You said $1,500 a month?
So $1,500 a month is what individuals are asked to pay to be a part of your program, to be a part of your service. Is there a set timeline or a set commitment that they have to make with you?
No, there's no set fee. It's $1,500 a month for all our members that wants to stay in our units and have the experience through our community. For example, if you're someone that lives in the city of Hong Kong going on and you necessarily don't need to stay in housing, you can just go and pay the regular price at the door that it would be for events.
Okay, thank you.
And I'll ask one final question. Is this similar to like Airbnb? Would they be a competitor? Are they paying $1,500 a month only when they stay there, or is that just the monthly fee that they have to pay? And I think we lost our friend.
All right. Well, hopefully he comes back. I was really enjoying. Oh, there he is. Okay. Cool.
Yes. This is. Hello. Can you guys hear me? Are we all set?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Yes. Our business model is similar to Airbnb in the fact that we offer short and long-term living spaces, but unlike Airbnb, as though people lease out their properties to Airbnb as a way to generate income, but there's no property management aspect to Airbnb. So we offer not only the co-living and in the short-term and long-term stays, but we also offer the property management. In addition to that, we offer different events going on around the city because usually people that uses Airbnb, they tend to be from another city and they want to get engaged with what's going on. So that's why we offer those components.
Thank you.
All right. Well, great job, Jamal. Me being a fellow founder, I can definitely see the value in what you're building. So shout out to you. All right. So let's go ahead and move to the next founder. We have Monocle, who is a fellow Aggie from North Carolina A&T in Greensboro. Your school is definitely near to my home. I have two siblings that went to A&T. So shout out to the Aggies. So we're very excited to hear from you. But first, we're going to hear from A&T's band. And then following right after, we're going to hear directly from our founder for Monocle. So let's go ahead and get into it. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Leslie Winston, CEO and co-founder of Monocle. I want you to think about the last time you were reading a book. More than likely, there was a particular part about that book that you just had to share with somebody else. Maybe you sent a text message to your friends to get their take on it. Or maybe you were really motivated and decided to share your thoughts with a broader community. For some, the book or quote was so compelling that you couldn't wait until your next book club meeting to discuss. The point is, human connection can be critical to a positive reading experience. So critical that 2/3 of avid readers are using social media just to connect with someone else about what they're reading, an action that ultimately creates distraction and requires putting the book down. Monocle is transforming the reading experience into one that is collaborative and community-focused by enabling seamless and organic connection between readers without having to put down the book. Share your own perspective or discover the infinite amount of unique interpretations that lie within any book. And if you're seeking more personal connections, you can explore, join, or create your own book club to share your annotations with those members in real time. The version 1 of our platform will generate revenue in 2 main ways: through commission on all book sales and a subscribable premium version. As we grow our community of readers, we have a unique opportunity to build an advertising platform that enables publishers and authors to leverage our user-generated data. Additionally, we see enormous potential in the educational space to transform the way in which students are collaborating and learning today, especially in an increasingly virtual society. We have seen active book club members demonstrate the greatest need for a collaborative reading platform. And in 2020, there were 3 million book club members who prefer to read ebooks over physical books, which represents a $117 million opportunity for us, given our version 1 business model. As we expand among our target audience of all ebook readers, we hope to capture this broader audience, which is represented by 25 million college-educated readers, who represent $3.1 billion in spend for us. In the future, we see enormous opportunity for this platform to be the catalyst for avid readers to switch from physical to digital books, representing an audience of 7.1 million readers and $9.2 billion in spend. Given the size of the global market for readers, it's no surprise that there's an extended library of tools that can supplement the reading experience. However, we see these tools as fitting into either one of 2 categories. You have your personal e-readers, which are the platforms for which readers actually consume the book, and social platforms for readers, many of which aren't actually designed with readers in mind. But even for those that are, they still require one deal-breaking experience, and that's putting the book down. Monocle is bridging the gap between these 2 isolated experiences for readers, as we're enabling seamless and organic connection between readers while they're reading. No more pausing, switching apps, or putting the book down. Our team consists of 4 founders and 2 advisors, all of which are graduates of the great North Carolina A&T State University. We're a team of 3 software engineers, 2 business strategists, and 1 product designer. And we've made impacts at companies such as Penguin Random House, Apple, and IDEO. We want to say thank you for this opportunity to help us accelerate our journey in connecting the global community of readers through shared perspectives. Hey, everybody.
Hi there, Leslie.
Hey, great to meet you all. Thank you for moderating today.
Absolutely. So thank you so much for sharing an absolutely wonderful product and platform. Probably hear my little daughter playing the drums in the background. So want to hear from you on how you really market the service, like how you market on platforms to really get readers on board.
For sure. So there's a very lively and thriving communities of readers that currently exist online. Places like Reddit, where you go to a subreddit for any of your favorite books and you find a lot of dedicated community members who are constantly engaging in discussion. Facebook is another big platform where you can go and search for a book club and see book clubs that have over 100,000 users that are publicly open, where people come and discuss about what they're reading. So there's a lot of communities out there where people are engaging in discussion, but it's all happening outside of the book. It's happening in a form that causes people to engage in another tool, ultimately get distracted and move away from that initial point of conversation. So that's where we're focusing our marketing efforts now, just trying to build community within the communities that already exist and build relationships with them. So reaching out directly to some of these book clubs and book club admin and moderators to let them know about this tool that we're building. We've conducted focus groups with some admin and moderators of these clubs to get them on board and have them ultimately serve as evangelists for us. So that's kind of how we're planning on going to market now and how we've been engaging with the communities that already exist.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for the question.
So Leslie, I heard you mention the way that you're marketing, which is really with avid readers. So two-part question. How are you reaching the non-avid readers? Because those are really the ones that we really need to reach, because the ones that you're reaching already are connecting outside of your app, right? So how are you reaching them? And number two, what's your revenue model?
Yeah, so with non-avid readers, they are at this point more of a secondary audience for us, and an audience that we plan to target after we've grown a strong community on the platform of avid readers. I kind of think of it like our platform is very much a social media for books. And if you were to be, for instance, one of the first 1,000 people on Twitter, but did not join as a part of a group, you probably wouldn't have a great experience because there wouldn't be a lot of activity that you felt like you could engage with. So our rationale behind going after these existing communities is to be able to build quality annotations and substance around books so that we can then engage with individual readers of that book, so that individual readers can come on our platform and still have a positive experience, even if they're not necessarily collaborating or contributing. They're still liking and seeing the conversation that's going on and therefore engaging in the platform. Our revenue model currently is we are generating revenue in two ways, actually. One, through a commission on all book sales. We integrate with Google Books, and because we're an affiliate partner, any purchase that happens in our platform, we receive a 4% affiliate fee for each transaction, or 7% for Google Books, sorry. And then we're also looking to expand and offer a self-publishing service to authors so that they can increase the royalties that they're keeping on each transaction, and also allow us to increase the percentage we retain. Also, the other aspect to our business model is a $4 a month premium version of the platform, which allows you to join unlimited groups, create and save unlimited annotations. We're still messing around with the pricing model, but we're using our beta group now to understand what is the correct price point for the full suite of features for the platform.
All right, great job, Leslie. Amazing presentation. Thank y'all so much. Okay, so let's go ahead and move to the next one. We're more than halfway done. So we're gonna have our seventh pitch coming from Darshay Carter, and followed by her her co-founder is going to be doing the live Q&A, Javante Ham from Prairie View A&M. So let's go ahead and introduce their band and hear from Darshay. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm known as Darshay Ham, the co-founder and COO of Mel, but crazy to many. Our mission to see no business left behind led me on a journey to quit my high-paying STEM job to pursue entrepreneurship. However, the risk paid off. Our first product, Melanoid Exchange, quickly grew to 600 plus business owners who we helped do tens of thousands in revenue. However, many of our businesses struggled because they needed education that was affordable, engaging, and not so time-consuming. 90% of business owners are failing within their first 4 months due to a lack of foundational business education. So, in order for us to uphold our mission, we began consulting using current learning trends plus social media to educate our entrepreneurs. Within 6 months, their revenue increased and we attracted 10K plus new followers on social media. This showed us we found our secret sauce. Now, to do this at scale, we created Mel, the Alexa for entrepreneurship. She is the center of our social learning tool. Mel is the world's first AI-powered business coach who uses machine learning and natural language processing to assist users with their specific business questions. Mel and her friends also got our social learning tool by helping our business owners learn business foundation and fundamentals step by step through gamified bite-sized content while connecting them and growing with like-minded individuals. We're currently preparing to launch our 1,000-user beta at the top of the year. Businesses have either skipped the learning process altogether or they're pouring thousands of dollars into it. We have positioned ourselves to provide quality, less time-consuming, and affordable education at scale and on demand. 3 out of 5 Americans want to be entrepreneurs. However, for us to make immediate impact, we're going to target Gen Zers, the most technologically advanced generation. To acquire customers, we're going to go direct to consumer using social media and partnerships. We have a freemium plan with a $4.99 a month upcharge to access mail and ad-free learning. We're also going to monetize using affiliate partnerships and ads. Within the next year, we will acquire 100,000 users with a paid conversion rate of 20%, which is $1.2 million in revenue. And in the next 2 years, we anticipate a 10x growth rate. Again, I am Darshay Ham, and our CEO is Javante Ham, former Lockheed Martin software engineer, and our team has over 20 plus years experience in academia, marketing, and technology. We're currently raising $1 million with $236,000 already raised. Guys, entrepreneurship is the vehicle to wealth, independence, and legacy. We are on a mission to help 1 million underserved businesses rocket ship their business into the future. So I have a question. Are you ready to partner with us in making sure no business is left behind? Thank you.
Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
Sorry that y'all have to settle for me. My wife, she's in preterm labor right now. So
oh my God. That is amazing.
But we here.
Well, let her know, job well done. I'm ready to sign up just off her enthusiasm alone. I was like, where do I sign up? Where do I send my check? So representing Prairie View, I love it. I have deep roots at Prairie View. My uncle was the head of financial aid for 25 years at
Yes,
Prairie View.
ma'am.
So very, very excited to be with you today. So where do I start? I do believe that entrepreneurship is the key to wealth in our community. Absolutely. So I think that the only question that I have would be, I understand you're going to start with Gen Z, Gen X, the ones who are more technologically savvy, not saying that us born in the 70s are not, my friend, but, the ones who are constantly, on social media. And so my question is, how do you plan on really reaching that community of people? Because they're always scrolling through. You only got about 15 seconds to capture their attention. How do you think that you're going to capture their attention to make them want to sign up for your services?
Yes, well, great question, first off. So what we look to do is leverage our already tribe of about 19,000 plus followers on social media, in which we have an active business community where people are already learning and asking questions, as well as leveraging our existing partnerships with influencers who have over, about 5 million plus followers on social media as well. And so we know that they're out there. We know that they're looking for this business content. And so that's the reason why we're offering in that kind of short, engaging way to kind of grab their attention and then kind of funnel them into the platform to, get them to learn more.
Thank you.
No problem. No problem.
Javante, congratulations on your pending addition to your family.
Thank you.
Can you talk a little bit more? Proof is in the pudding, right? So you have content here, you have users, a subscription, a user base, but how are you tracking really that your content is benefiting your user base? You mentioned specifically an increase in revenue, but what content is appealing to them and how are you tracking that?
Yeah, so great question again as well. And so what we really kind of measure our user in is kind of on our engagement. And so what, Mel is the first ever artificially intelligent business coach. However, she's the god of our social learning platform. And so what users can do on the platform as well is that she teaches them step by step the entrepreneurial journey through kind of short social media kind of style videos in which we gamify by quizzes that test the learners' ability to, learn the information in which they're teaching. And so we kind of measure that off of engagement. The other feature of our platform is that we offer all of this in a community-based learning atmosphere, and where, in our community atmosphere, they can learn, connect, and grow with like-minded entrepreneurs. And so we're just kind of gauging all of their success through, they're connecting, they're, trying to take their business to the next level and what they're engaging with.
Great job, Javante. And thank you so much. Also, congratulations on the new addition.
Thank you.
Definitely want to just go ahead and sign up just off of the energy alone. So definitely congratulations on everything you all have going on. So next, we're going to go ahead and jump into our 8th pitch. We have Sade Shofidiye. Sorry if I pronounced that right. If I pronounced that wrong, excuse me. Representing Savannah State University. Sade is the founder of Benevolent, and we're actually very excited to have you on stage. And we're also going to hear from Savannah State's marching band. So let's go ahead and take it away.
The honeybees are declining at an alarming rate. This is a major concern because of the integral role that they play in our day-to-day lives. We depend on the honeybees for a third of the pollination of our crops. We need the honeybees for our economic and our environmental resiliency. Hello, everyone. I'm Sade Shofidiye. I am the founder and CEO of Benevolent and a graduate student at Savannah State University. I know from firsthand experience what food insecurity feels like. My experiences within foster care and my love for the environment has led me to start Foster Relief, a 501c3 for environmental justice, honeybees, and foster children. I've learned beekeeping through empirical research and anecdotal experiences, beekeeping is a great tool to alleviate poverty. And so it inspired me to develop the sustainable agriculture mechanism, Benevolent. And the Benevolent app, you're able to grow, start, manage a beekeeping enterprise from your fingertips. We have education modules to help you to become a beekeeping specialist and resources in a community to help you to grow within your operations, and a module to take action for the environment. The Benevolent Hive is a sustainable agriculture mechanism. It's equipped with a variety of environmental sensors that goes directly into the user's phone. You're able to see how well your hive is doing and know the exact actions you need to take in order to ensure your colony's success. This device saves beekeepers over 480,000 hours of their time, resulting in over 2 million of cost savings, and allows them to focus on higher level activities to grow their operations. Since the onset of the pandemic, there has been a major boom within sales and interest for beekeeping, as well as people gardening and growing their own food. To take advantage of this, we have developed close relationships with the United States Department of Agriculture and the World Trade Centers Association, and intend to leverage these relationships in order to scale globally. We intend to generate revenue through app subscriptions. We have a free version available to everyone so that they're able to manage their hives, and we're able to use that data for monetization, as well as the sales of the Benevolent Hive and possessing the hives with the bees that are needed in order to operate it. You know that it's going to take a global effort to address these environmental justice issues, but starting today and with this prize, we'd be able to continue in our journey to be the change the world needs. So let's close the wealth gap and be the change.
Hi, Sade. Great job here. I have a lot of bee colonies on top of my commercial buildings, and our tenants like them quite a bit in terms of engagement. One of the things they love is also the honey that they produce. So that may be an idea that you could think about incorporating into what you have here. Can you just talk a little bit about how you are measuring the impact on communities, and specifically how this can help alleviate poverty? So we know about food deserts, but how are you going to tap in for this product to help them? Sade, are you with us? Looks like we have technical difficulties.
Yes, it looks like she was frozen. So let's give her a few seconds. And they're working on it in the back. But while we wait, we actually have some HBCU trivia questions. If we want to kind of just dive into one of those while we get that squared away. So we can just use the chat and go from there. So I guess my first question that I have is, what state has the largest number of HBCUs? Don't go Googling it. Go ahead and just guess, or if you know it, go ahead and type it in the chat and see if you know. This is actually where I'm from, so shout out to, okay, Leslie. NC, anybody else want to go ahead and put a stab in it? Let's see. Make sure I can find the chat. I see Texas, Alabama. Anybody else want to guess? Somebody else in the chat said Maryland. It's actually North Carolina. So shout out to Leslie. Great answer. Cool. And I think we also have Sade back. So welcome back. I think. She's almost back. I do see a question. How many HBCUs are in North Carolina? I believe it's 12. 12. I did attend one of them. And we also have another participant here from A&T that also attended one of those 12 HBCUs. Okay, I think I'm right. Somebody just fact checked me in the back. So thank you, Leslie. Okay, cool. So Sade, are we here? We're good?
Yes. Hello.
Okay,
Yes.
good.
Thank you for being patient. Pun intended.
Okay, Sade, do I need to repeat the question?
Yes, please.
Okay, sure. So I said, number one thing that you can think about is honey collection. One of the things that resonates really well with the tenants in my commercial buildings, office buildings, or multifamily buildings, when we have these beehives on top. One, they like to see the bees, but they also really like to get the honey collection. So if there's some way to incorporate that in your revenue model, you might think about that. But can you talk specifically about how you believe your service could potentially help alleviate some of the kind of poverty issues that we're dealing with in some of our communities? Talk about that a little bit more.
Yes. With this device, it introduces a lot of marginalized communities into a way to be sustainable, to grow, a way to additionally like manage honeybees, but also we teach them how to grow their own food, and their gardens are supported with this device, and the application really provides a lot of facilitation and guidance. And through we already like reach these populations through foster relief that we're closely partnered with. I'm going out into these communities and teaching them sustainable practices. Notice that this is an alternative trade in which they're able to become very successful at if they are willing to make the commitment towards learning. It doesn't require a high level of skill or education. Realize that there are some barriers to access as far as the cost of beekeeping education programs, and as well as like the traditional cost of beekeeping. But with this mechanism, it really cuts out the need for a variety of tools that you need to have successful operations.
Thank you. Oh, sure. Great, thank you. So my question is actually about your why. How did you get into beekeeping?
I was actually creating my own organic cosmetic line, and it was an input for production. And I wanted to like figure out, hey, how can I make this, much cheaper? And I learned about the honeybees and beeswax. And within learning about the honeybees, I realized that they were facing a plight. And immediately I was alarmed because I've always been an advocate for climate action. And of course, that is a threat to us. But I realized that the honeybees' disappearance is a much more imminent threat. So my passion was ignited, and I wanted to do all it was that I could to help the bees. So it started with me going out, right, educating people, because if you're not aware, you don't care. I'm teaching them how to build habitats that are more supportive for the honeybees, and different things that they can do and how to effectively care for them if that's an interest. And then it, was the origin of me creating this device. I'd be able to address a larger spread of people.
Awesome, thank you.
All right, Sade, thank you so much. Amazing presentation. I'm still working on not running away from bees, so I think your platform can be very valuable. All right, so let's go ahead and move to Gab Global with Malcolm E. Lee. He is representing Virginia Union University, located in Richmond, Virginia. So first we're going to hear, of course, from their bands, and then we're going to get right into the pitch and question and answer. So take it away.
Hello there. My name is Malcolm Lee, and I'm excited to share with you our company, Gab Global. We're helping you uncover your language learning gifts using virtual reality and artificial intelligence. I want you to meditate on the language learning experience you had in the classroom. Was it good? Bad? Well, most people's was bad. And there's nothing to be ashamed of. 1% of people who've ever studied a language in a U.S. classroom achieve any level of proficiency. And that's noteworthy because 93% of these schools offer languages. And in the 21st century, we need to be able to speak each other's languages, especially as an ESL student who's here and trying to build a beautiful life, or someone who's born in the United States who just wants a leg up in this competitive global world. So what is the solution, and how can we improve those learning outcomes? Immersive virtual reality. So we allow students to engage, learn new expressions, train their listening and speaking skills, all while immersing themselves in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, Paris, France, Barcelona. We gamify it, use neuroscience-based methods and periodic assessments to make sure you get the most out of the time you spend in VR. And we're the first language learning platform that allows you to learn 2,000 words in a 6-month time frame, all while communicating with your peers in virtual reality. We have 10 pilots that are happening right now, 3,000 students across the world, and all of the personnel that it takes to build a top-notch app. We even have 500 teachers that are waiting to pilot with us to help their students uncover their learning gifts. Our licenses are $40 per year for a student and $8 a month for a traveler, which comes to about $96 a year. We have 3 different licenses, but all of them come with a pocket parent, a native speaker in your pocket that allows you to engage with native speakers and learn some of the nuanced things about the community and the culture so that you sound authentic when you go there. We have lots of competitors, but I'd love to reiterate that we are the social, we have the social piece, we are a language learning course, and we have educational games all within our immersive platform. So we provide students a lot of different engaging experiences that help them to learn in their own way. We're seeking to develop a new curriculum as well as hire a top-notch marketing team for a launch in September of 2022. And we have 88,000 in forward sales. We're going to leverage that to build more relationships with schools and build out a nationwide app launch in September 2022. My name is Malcolm Lee. I am a neuroscientist and francophile who saw the need for this in Paris when I got laughed at by about 18 people. And I realized people need a place to practice a foreign language without pressure. Kristen Perdek, she's a UC Davis linguist, PhD, and she built out the grammar tools that we use and all the tools that are engaging and helpful to the user. And we have Xander Addison, who is over at Lingoda and helped us build out the technology and virtual reality to start this company. So here's my website and product demo. I want to thank you for your time. And I'm hoping you allow us to give the world the gift of gab. Thank you.
Hi, Malcolm.
Hello, everyone.
Congratulations on a wonderful tool. As someone who took Spanish for 10 years and didn't retain any of it, that would probably be extremely helpful for me, as well as, anyone who, as you said, takes a foreign language and needs a refresher. So my question is, how is this really closing the financial wealth gap, though?
So from a wealth gap standpoint, 25% of the people who are studying in the ESL population are leaving and going to the job market, and they're having to take jobs that they're not using the English language. As a lingua franca, the English language is critical in the future for getting the best job that you can, having the best quality of life that you can. And you're going to make $1 million less not speaking English versus someone who does. So that's how we improve the wealth gap, by giving everyone access to language skills that will aid them the rest of their lives, socioeconomically.
So I'm just going to add on to that question. So you're saying that people who don't speak English make $1 million less a year?
Not a year, but over the course of their lifetime.
I'm sorry, over the course of their life. So $1 million
Yes,
less over the course of their life. But I thought that your app was for people to learn many different languages, not just to learn English, or did I misunderstand?
Absolutely. So it's for all of those. We're starting with the ESL students, of course, because that's the greatest demand, but we also want to expand out to help other students uncover their learning gifts as well.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely.
Hi, Malcolm. Good job here. Can you just help me understand, though, how your app really differs from other language programs, for that I could download on my iPad? What's the differentiator here?
Absolutely. Those platforms are a variation of this textbook here. They teach you a lot of memories that are primarily just words that can be forgotten. In neuroscience, we call those semantic memories. Nothing can be done with them because they're not really built around any experiences or any emotions. We're hoping to replace that with this, an experience that when you look around and turn your head, it's all around you and you can't help but be immersed in it. You can change a fact. You can forget the square root of 49, but you can't change how you felt and what you experienced and the places that we can take you. That's how we're different from Duolingo and Babbel and Rosetta Stone.
Good utilization of props. Thanks.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you, Malcolm. That was a great job. I know learning a second language has always been on my bucket list. So great to hear your company's pitch. And let's actually go ahead and get some action in the chat. I know we have a lot of people in the audience watching. So I would love to just see how everyone is feeling in the chat. So on a scale of 1 to 5, how's everyone in the chat? How have you all been enjoying the pitches? Just go ahead and just let us know in the chat. And we're going to go ahead and prepare for our next pitch, our final pitch this evening with Cyrell Robertson of Xavier University, which is located in New Orleans, Louisiana. His company is Jubilee Incorporated. So Cyrell, we're very happy to have you close out this phenomenal pitch competition. And of course, just before we go ahead and close out, we want to hear from Xavier's band. And immediately after, we're going to hear from Cyrell. Let's go ahead and get into it.
Hi, everybody. I'm Cyrell Robertson. I'm a psychologist and PhD candidate at UC Berkeley. I'm also the founder of Jubilee. We're an early-stage health tech company with a social mission to improve access, equity, and healthcare outcomes for underserved groups. We're both a patient and provider engagement platform, a network, and an online community that's designed for anyone and everyone, but especially for marginalized groups who have historically had a harder time accessing healthcare services. We know that 1 in 5 people suffer from a mental illness. 389 million people saw a doctor just last year. And when we disaggregate the data by different groups, the stats are staggering. Finding culturally responsive healthcare providers in mental health and medicine can be such a challenging and daunting process, especially for people of color in the LGBTQI+ community. For providers, getting advice from other clinicians and outside referrals for clinicians within and across specialties can often be a cumbersome task that's limited to one's own professional network. Cultural responsiveness training is often inconsistent and sometimes non-existent for healthcare providers. I know these pain points from my own firsthand experiences, both personally and professionally as a psychologist. We've also confirmed these as significant problems without adequate solutions for users through a rigorous customer discovery process supported by the National Science Foundation, with over 200 people from our target market who have all signed on as early adopters and beta users. We also have 2 health clinics in the Bay Area that have signed on as early adopters and 2 more in the pipeline. Jubilee is the only membership and subscription-based platform that trains medical and mental health providers in cultural responsiveness and simplifies the process of finding these providers using our unique research-informed algorithm and artificial intelligence. The competitive landscape in this market is pretty fragmented and disjointed. Jubilee fills a gap in the market by providing a one-stop shop, centralized hub, and a home for all of your culturally responsive healthcare needs in a way that our competitors simply do not. I have a strong team and an intentionally diverse team working with me with expertise and years of experience in tech, sales and marketing, and healthcare. And the team is growing. We've received 63 applications for 2 open positions with us just over the past 4 months. Over the past 12 months, we've been supported by Blackstone Techstars, Berkeley Skydeck, the National Science Foundation, and most recently, Pharrell Williams' Black Ambition Prize. Our B2c revenue streams include membership fees for users and providers that will give them access to our premium proprietary features and access to the Jubilee community. Our B2b revenue streams include fees for the training modules for health systems, hospitals, clinics, and private practices. We soft launched our web app in August. We're currently in our beta phase. We'll be officially launching next month in December in California with a plan to roll out Jubilee state by state with states that have the highest concentrations of people of color. We then plan to launch our mobile app in July of 2022. Our exit strategies include either an IPO or acquisition from a health system or health insurance company. We're currently raising $750K in funding for a 12-month runway. We plan to be income positive after year 1 post-launch. You can support us by sharing or providing funding opportunities, referrals for AI developers, warm intros with insurance companies and health systems, following us on social media, and joining our email list on our website. Join us as we revolutionize the healthcare experience. Thank you.
Hello, and thank you so much for sharing about Jubilee. Can you again share the product that you are and service that you are delivering to communities?
Sure. Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for having me. I'm happy to be here. So our core products here are really the training modules, right, for health systems, hospitals, private practices on the B2B side, and on the B2C side, we'll also be providing a mobile app that simplifies the process of finding those providers, in addition to providing a platform and a community of peer support, in addition to our proprietary features, which are the more sticky features that keep the users coming back to the platform, that also increase engagement, and not only helps them to seek out the treatment that they need and the support both in medicine and mental health, but also to complete treatment. So that includes mental health nudges, therapy homework reminders, medication reminders, etc.
Awesome, thank you.
All right, great idea. Obviously, cultural competence for our physician communities is something that needs to improve. Can you talk a little bit more about the rollout process? You mentioned several cities. Why not start with 1 or 2 cities? Because it seems like it's a bit of a chicken and egg here. Really, in order for this to become viable, you need to get strong user base for both patients as well as clinicians.
Yes, absolutely. So we are rolling out Jubilee state by state, starting with California and initially starting in the Bay Area, where I'm currently located. And we are currently targeting in the initial phase providers, right? Getting providers, all of our providers on the platform. And then we'll also then shift our focus to the end users.
Thank you very much.
All right, Cyrell, thank you so much. An amazing job. This concludes our final pitch for the pitch competition. Now we're actually going to go ahead and get into our People's Choice Award, which is actually going to end right after our video. So make sure you all go ahead and vote. Next to the Q&A box in the live chat, there is a poll. So go ahead and just choose your best or your favorite company or startup that you saw today. I know it is a very hard decision. I'm over here trying to figure out like which one do I want to vote for, but definitely want to make sure that you all go ahead and do that and make sure you get that in by the end of the video that we're about to show. So next, we're going to actually have some final words from the program director of HBCU Founders Initiative, but we're going to actually get started with a video that's going to share more about HBCU Founders Initiative Summer Accelerator Program. So we're going to go ahead and get into that. And again, make sure you get your votes in for the People's Choice Award, as it will conclude right after this video.
NextCube started the HBCU Founders Program because diversity and inclusion has always been really important to us. Over 50% of our portfolio is led by either female or entrepreneurs of color. However, in order for a company to gain access to NextCube, they had to have already raised friends and family and angel funding, and we know that not everybody has access to that early stage capital. So we decided to work even earlier in the process and reach out to students who were just getting started on their entrepreneurial journey.
So I was a HBCU startup founder myself, and so I navigated not having a lot of resources on my campus. And so to be able to be a part of the solution and to be able to help so many different students from so many different HBCUs in year one, it's just been amazing. I want to see us be able to help HBCU students from all 100 and plus HBCUs, and so to be able to be very well on that path is super exciting.
There are a lot of times Accelerates they'll provide you with the information, right? But when it's time to connect you with opportunities and people and different resources, sometimes that's the part that, may be missing. And I think that NextCube did a great job of connecting us to people, resources, and the ability to, not just stay here and then be confused, but actually have the resources we need to get to point B when we leave out of the actual accelerator. So.
I have to say one of my favorite parts was the Founder Fridays. Talking to just a diversity group of people just was amazing. The insight that came along with it. Some founders were a bit brash, which is something that I really loved, especially being in business, just having that knowledge and understanding that if it wasn't for this program, we would have never had those conversations with those people. So that's something we're really thankful for.
That NextCube has some of the best advisors ever. We were lucky enough to have Karen and Mike, who were absolutely amazing. They were there for us nonstop. They helped us with any question we had, and they were just really great at supporting us and helping us get to the point that we are at right now.
Really excited to be here today with NextCube. I think one of the things that we love about NextCube is to support minority and diversified founders and entrepreneurs. We're participating in this year's summer Accelerator program and a chance to meet a very innovative entrepreneurs.
So when I'm hearing institutions such as NextCube coming and putting resources in building and supporting that type of community, naturally, I want to be involved. Naturally, Perkins wants to be involved. There's a great amount of talent that's been completely untapped due to a lack of resource and a lack of focus put into those communities and into those areas. So it works out for everyone, and we're all building together.
That we just feel like there's a tremendous amount of talent that's being overlooked across the U.S., in particular at HBCUs. There are over 100 of them across the country, and oftentimes only a handful of them really get the attention and support that they need to really launch entrepreneurship programs. So our goal is that if you're a student at any one of the 100 HBCUs, you can have access to the technical and financial resources that you need to launch and grow a venture-backable business.
To support even more entrepreneurs, to be able to fund them and give them even more money is just really exciting, and to be able to see what happens next for these founders. I mean, we picked 9 amazing teams that are very well on their journeys. It's going to be great to see, what's next for them as well.
Providing technical and advisory support to founders is really important, but you really do need to couple that with actual capital. And so we're raising a founders fund that's going to invest exclusively in HBCU students and alums to really be that first check that allows them to grow and scale their business.
Greetings, I am Jade Lockhart, the Program Director for the HBCU Founders Initiative and a proud alumna of Spelman College. I hope you've enjoyed our program today, as well as our video recap that you just saw of the HBCUFI 2021 Summer Accelerator. Applications for the 2022 Summer Accelerator will be opening soon, so stay tuned to our social media channels, newsletter for more information. Next, I am excited to share some information about a current program that we have, our Verizon Forward for Good Challenge. We are excited to partner to offer application support for undergraduate and graduate HBCU students. Students eligible for the challenge must be interested in or currently building a tech-enabled startup within the area of education, environment, and climate change, as well as peace and human rights, poverty alleviation, or public health. Finalists will receive access to intensive summer entrepreneurship training with Accelerator partner VentureWell, seed funding, and living stipends to advance their solutions. So to sign up, visit hbcufi.org/hyphen-for-hyphen-good. The link is also listed here on the screen. Additionally, last Saturday on November 6th, the HBCU Founders Initiative hosted an all-day hackathon in partnership with AARP Foundation. Entitled The Quality of Life Hackathon, 10 teams comprised of HBCU students and alumni representing 14 HBCUs were invited to compete in the virtual event. I am excited to recognize the first place winners here today, Mikhail Abedimi from Tuskegee University in Prairie View A&M for their startup idea, Financial Feather. The team will receive a $5,000 credit toward building an MVP, a minimum viable product, in addition to receiving additional support from HBCUFI and AARP Foundation. Now we'll have Jordan Weaver, our host for the evening, who will come back with some Q&A while the judges are still tallying up their votes. Thank you again for joining us today.
All right, Jay. Well, thank you so much for sharing more about the HBCU Founders Initiative. So I do have some other trivia questions that I'll go ahead and ask. So again, just go to the chat and just type in your answer and I'll share the correct answer. So the next one I want to ask is, what was the first HBCU? If anybody knows, go ahead and drop it in the chat. Let's see. So the question is, what was the first HBCU that was founded? If you know, just take a guess, a wild guess. Jackson State, good guess. Anybody else want to try? Let's see. Yes, Erica Roberts, that is correct. Cheney University. Yes. All right, so we have time for one more question. So let's see who can tell me what HBCU is the #1 producer of Black aerospace engineers in the United States. Anybody know? And I saw in the chat, somebody asked what year. I have it up. 1 second. Okay, it was established in 1837, but wasn't chartered until 1914. So that is for Cheney University in Pennsylvania. Okay. Did anybody want to guess the second question? I do see some answers in the chat. Xavier, A&T, Hampton. All right. So the answer is Tuskegee University. That was a good one. All right. I think let's go ahead and welcome Marlon back up to the stage. Our judges have finished up their deliberation. So welcome back, Marlon.
Thank you so much, and appreciate everybody who's made it to the end. You all deserve a prize as well. So, but without further ado, I'd like to announce the winners. First, for the Audience Choice Award, when they'll win a fellowship with AARP Innovation Labs, it'll be Mel X. So congratulations to Mel X for winning the Audience Choice Award. And then coming in second, and the winner of a 5K non-dilutive capital is Butterfly Health. So congrats to Rodney and team at Butterfly Health. And then with the first place and the 15K prize of non-dilutive capital, the winner is Young Authors Publishing. So huge congrats to all of the contestants. And absolutely, Leah did an amazing job with your pitch. So super happy for you, and thank you to everyone for joining the program. I just want to make sure we're not missing any last closing words before we sign off. I don't think so. 2022 promises to be a really impactful year. In addition to the Verizon Forward for Good challenge that you just heard, stay tuned for other announcements related to our pre-accelerator programming, our summer accelerator, and our HBCU Founders Investment Fund, which we're really excited to launch in 2022. So thank you so much for joining us. We're going to let one of the marching bands take us home for the evening. Have a great weekend, everyone.